Are we sure?
Looks like we're live. I'm watching my phone to make sure because we have had some unfortunate luck recently. But hopefully we're live and y'all can all hear us and we're gonna hang out together. Looks like there are some people waiting. I don't know if we're live. Please go live. Love me. I don't see it. It's an easy switch though. Oh,
I just
it
got it.
says it went live.
Yep,
So here we
we're
go.
good.
Come on. I don't see it though. Yes, we are live. Thank God. All right, perfect. Hey guys, we appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us. We have had multiple issues with our live stream the last couple times, so we had to make sure it was working. But it looks like we are working. We got some hearts going on, but we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We are going to get into some DraftKings best ball. There's a lot of things we can actually talk about. Hey Dustin, nice to see you. Jeremy, good to see you too, my guy. You have $3 draft. $3 drafts left, so you're going to use two of them tonight. I like to hear it. But yeah, so
That's my problem.
yeah,
It's 20 max and it's not feeling nearly as fast as underdog. Jeremy, do you by chance also do underdog best ball or is it strictly DraftKings? Because I know that they constantly put out contests like completely finished out in like a week and a half, and now they're on like super flex draft, and obviously they have their big ones that kind of last most or if not all of the summer. But just curious.
yeah, and I have some extra drafts. I'm holding on to mine so that after cams are out, we're going to switch over to my account, and we'll go on that account because I think how many did you say you had? 20. You had well,
I think I
obviously
have
you have like
12 left.
14 or something.
Yeah.
So only DraftKings so far. It's very different because on Underdog, it's not PPR, it's half point PPR.
And
So
no bonuses.
and there's
Roster
no
construction is the
300-yard
same except for
bonus.
there's two less bench spots, but it's half PPR, so slight a little bump to running backs. But also they have fun things like super flights contest, which they take out a wide receiver spot. Say you can start an extra quarterback, and that just jumbles up the draft rankings and just pure chaos. So
Yeah,
fun.
earlier you were telling me that there's like 8 quarterbacks to go in the first round and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
it's wild.
But you know, in this, and we actually have a video out from last year if you want to go watch it, just kind of explaining the differences between DraftKings and Underdog. We should probably make another one, just so that it's a refresher and like a little bit better editing since we didn't really know what we were doing last year, obviously. But so we did do a video for that just to kind of explain those differences and stuff like that. We'll get going on a draft here at 7:05. So that'll be when we click the go in button. I will show everybody the title. It is the NFL Best Ball 1.5 million play action 20 max. While we have some time, we have been talking about and I know that we're on NFL stuff, but there's other things obviously going on, especially tonight. What's up, Steiger? Good to see you. Come hang out with us. We're gonna go at 7:05, Steiger. So we have 1 minute before we get going. So get in there. I'll show you the title, Steiger. I know you love seeing that. The NFL Best Ball 1.5 million play action. Yeah. But the Indiana Pacers are playing the OKC Thunder, and it is the most annoying finals to me because, like, truly, yes, SGA played well this year. I think that Jokic obviously personally deserved the MVP and stuff like that, but I don't think this is a very lopsided final in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, it is. But at the same time, I think it's a clash of styles because it's one of the highest paces versus the number one defense. So
Right.
you just kind of never know. We're actually finalizing our DFS lineups because lock, I believe, is at 7:30.
Yes.
So we might be talking that back and forth a little bit. If you guys want to keep us up to date with who's going off and who's not, and how sad we are
Right.
going to be feeling when we look at our lineups at some point.
And we're gonna enter right now at 7:05, like I said. So hit the button if you haven't yet. It is that time. Let's see how many we got in here with this. We have 8 out of 12, so hopefully y'all already hit the button. And doesn't matter. WE MVP coming next year. So Wimby's is the MVP. Okay. Well, even if he is, like, I honestly, I am a Spurs fan, but I'm not an old school Spurs fan. I we had a fun conversation. We had like this big thing going on, and let's actually see who's in here with us first. God damn it, we always get first. I see Jeremy.
He's on the back end.
Steiger, no. So a couple years ago, when the work,
we're back.
Oh my goodness, no way. I don't see us, but sure. I believe you. Are we moving? All right, talk, Cam, because I don't see it. It hasn't updated, but maybe you'll see
You
it.
just gotta refresh your phone, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
I don't know what's happening with our lives right now, but
We're in the middle of drafting. That's what's happening.
we're not doing as bad as Brad. Brad took Josh Allen in the first round, and so
Whew.
not as nervous about that. But
Get everything together. Let's breathe. All right.
all right,
See the draft
kind of
board.
recap what Dusty and Jeremy did. Looks like Jeremy double stacked. He basically had his slim pickings between Puka, Neighbors, and Nico. That's a very fun trio of conversation of preference. And then Dusty going the no receiver build out the gate. But I like the two that you went with. Bijan falling all the way to, was he at 5 or 6?
He was at 6.
So that's pretty low because I've seen him actually be drafted as high as 3.
Yeah.
So
all right, we're up next. Now that all of our stuff has gone through, let's see what Luke Jim goes with. Anybody but T. Higgins?
Yep.
Not Trey McBride. Have you done
I'm
that?
kind of down. I've actually seen him a couple times today fall into the mid 3rd round. So I think maybe because of the lack of desire to be in this spot, people are pushing tight end and what would be Josh Allen down to the 3rd round, whereas these receivers are starting to elevate a little bit. Terry, we've been drafting a little bit, which is probably going to be at least one of our picks. And then if you just want to go triple receiver, I'm kind of down.
Okay, so Garrett and then Terry.
Terry, Garrett, Marvin's also there.
Yeah.
We're just kind of clicking.
What I was going to actually,
all 3 of them,
right would have said, would have been go Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison, which would have been fun. But
I'm kind of
weird. We went Terry. We went Terry on one. But I think Garrett Wilson's my other guy in this range if I was going to pick one.
Okay.
If I'm not going to go with Trey McBride.
Let's see here.
Let's go over to the draft board. Hopefully we can stay with y'all this time around. I don't really know what happened there.
Strat with our neighbor Luke Jim.
Yeah.
Double running back out the gate, but 2 very solid ones nonetheless. The Madden cover boy, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. So T. Higgins being a wide receiver 1. Not fun for us. T, if you watched our ADPs, we hate 1.0 version. We listed T as one of our least favorite picks, at least going in the early parts of the draft, just because it just feels like him being a wide receiver 12 doesn't really hold value as a standalone based on the injury history, inconsistencies, and all that stuff. So he just kind of feels like a Jalen Waddle-esque play that it feels like you're a little too high for my liking, but I understand why you were there.
Yeah. Dustin, it looks like you're up next, though. Please get off the game. Please get off. And I'm guessing you're going to go with Marvin Harrison here or Trey McBride went, sorry. Yeah, that's Marvin Harrison is.
But also he went Brock first, so.
Oh, yeah. What am I saying? You're right.
I mean, shoot.
Double tight end, those two being them? Yeah, sure.
Tight end build. Last year, our biggest lineup that made it to the very, very end had a double of Brock Bowers and Trey McBride. And obviously, it worked out pretty well knowing that they're going 1 and 2 in the draft in terms of tight end position.
Look at Rashee Rice going 31 up there. I think he's going to get pushed up boards. And it's just a question mark. Like, it's just like last year. We did not know what the hell was going on with Rashee Rice. We pushed him down. Then he was like confirmed in. And then, of course, he had the ACL. So we got lucky because he was having a hell of a year. But
based on
he's a weird situation.
Brad is just reaching right now. Joe's going about 15 spots before ADP. But in terms of Rice and Worthy, one or both of them almost made our hates list. But it's just kind of like we don't know which one because we feel like it doesn't sound like both of them can return value on their ADPs going in the 3rd and 4th round. But if they do, Mahomes being in the 7th, 8th round is way, way too late.
Right.
Well, an underdog, he's there. He's more the 6, 7 turn on DraftKings. But yeah, that is still way too low if both of them were to work out. But we just don't really have a confidence in picking. It's more of a vibes thing between the two. One is off-season ending injury. Also, the suspension, just unknown when that'll ever even come out if it does. And then Worthy just being, hey, he kind of didn't really go off until Rashee Rice was down and out, and there was no one else. Also, Marquise Brown was out for the entire regular season for the most part.
Travis Kelce had a down year.
Jeremy going.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Receiver.
He's going
Love
double
it.
Rams receiver, so I expect him to go with Matthew Stafford here in a minute. Xavier Worthy, and then I guess he's just going to be
So
opposite sides of us, so we're
that's
not
kind of
fighting at least.
yeah. It's a good thing that we're not fighting with him, but also
It's a
he'll
fight
be
with
fighting
Mikey.
with his neighbor who also is going the same strategy. So he might have to prioritize some running backs.
Brees Hall.
But I like the strat. I had a similar team I geeked out on today that I texted him about. That I basically got Devontae Adams as a wide receiver 4, and I had Neighbors Collins, I think, instead of Puka, and then Adams and one of
Who did you say? You texted not JSN. Who was it? Hold on.
it was I think it was Marvin Harrison was the third one.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So he fell.
Yeah. Marvin fell, and I was like the 10th pick where Brad is doing his thing right now.
Dustin going with James Cook. I don't know where James Cook is ranking wise, but yeah, he's not in uniform by any means.
He's in the final year of his deal, looking for a contract extension. Led the league in touchdowns last year. He's one of those guys I don't really know what to do with, because is that just a outlier year? Is that more to come? Because he also did that on like 13, 14 touches a game, which is seems very, uncommon for a 20 touchdown scorer.
Yep. One thing we're gonna need to do is also we're gonna prioritize a little bit of running back here in a minute, but
I have just if you
I'm
wanted
waiting.
to double down, I was kind of interested if one of the tight ends fell, or if George Kittle specifically fell to us.
Yeah,
going here.
Brad's doing his thing though.
No, yeah,
Brad's making it happen.
Everything on the menu.
Cortland,
I'm not gonna jinx it because
I know who you're thinking.
Luke,
yeah, but he has T.
Are you thinking of double running back here, or are you thinking one
running
back and one?
Yeah,
other
position. Luke, are you in the chat? Because we will not tell you who it is.
Yeah,
you have 10 seconds to screw it up. You did. No, I was thinking Joe Burrow for the stack.
That's fine.
And then, so Joe will be our pick, and then after that, there's some rookies here. I don't really know after that. We're probably going to go one of the rookies. Do you want to go with Omarion and then
click Omarion first?
Now?
Yeah. And then we can mull. Do we truly want Joe, or do we want to go knock out 2 running backs? Because it's going to get really thin after this. And we do like Omarion Hampton, but him being the RB1, you don't feel as great about it.
Early in the year, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch.
Exactly.
I think I'd rather go with Joe, because every time we do this, we do not get a quarterback.
I don't think I've gotten any Joe for the most part, so I'm totally fine with it.
Normally,
it's just upsetting that he's this early.
Yeah, normally we have to wait on quarterback for so long, but at least we got the stack. Maybe I don't know why he could have gone Jameson on the way around. He just went Juwan Jennings though. So
I don't think he knew that we just were not even going to be on him. That's
Juwan Jennings though, man.
Interesting receiving core to say the least.
That's
of a T is a wide receiver 1, Jameson Williams. That's our biggest discrepancy between the show. That specific player. I just think it's way too early for him. But
4th round is definitely too early for him. I'm not saying.
And then Juwan Jennings, it's like, yeah, he had a breakout year, but how do you even differentiate between Pearsall and Ayuk? That's just a complete unknown with how that'll work out. And it's just kind of like, I kind of don't really want any of them at their current ADP. And I'd rather just go with George Kittle, who was tight end 1 last year. And he's going 2 rounds later than Brock Bowers and a round and a half later than Trey McBride.
Steiger asked thoughts on the Bateman extension.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
he's as much as Josh Palmer right now.
He should be a wide receiver 3 in an offense, probably. And I think, like you said, that's what he's getting paid for. So I think that's a reasonable spot and price for him. I don't know that it moves the needle for me in any way, but that might mean they could get a true wide receiver 2 in there.
Yeah, it's a reasonable extension. Like I said, there a lot of the wide receiver 3s these days are going for that price. Like I said, Josh Palmer, that was his exact contract essentially with the Bills this year. And it's him, Keon Coleman, and Khalil Shakir.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a a lot of target competition, or there's an openness to just completely take over if you were to able too. I can't talk
Yeah.
right now.
Dustin gets Travis Hunter, so he's got both of our top ranked receivers from the last 2 draft classes, Marvin Harrison, Travis Hunter. Jeremy, after you get done with this pick, I want to hear some of your thoughts on your team and just kind of like what your strategy is going from here, because I don't know what you're going to have, but you have 4 receivers at the moment.
Hope one specific guy falls to him. I'm not going to say his name because it's going to be jinxed.
This guy's thinking. He's not really thinking. He's got it queued. He's just going to make you wait the whole 30 seconds to see it. Oh, Mikey.
Take your sweet time, bucko. Hey, but getting Tyreek Hill as a wide receiver 4, that's also very, very fun.
Yeah, that's true.
For him.
He fell a little bit there because he's in the
drafting right now. Okay.
That's not who you were thinking.
It is not.
So
I think we're on the similar wavelength. Jeremy, what are you going to do? I know you do need a running back. Do you like anybody still on the board? I think James Conner's still there. Kenneth Walker is still there.
That was,
Getting both of them sounds freaking awesome. James Conner, okay.
I'm actually, if he doesn't go Kenneth Walker, I guess we'll have a conversation on what like his reservations are with him. Yeah. So what is your reservations with a Kenneth Walker since you went Sam Laporta and James Conner? Because I know Cam is really high on Kenneth Walker, and I'm kind of in the like he's getting drafted, a little low and should probably be in this mid to early 5th round. If you're going to take Chuba Hubbard in that round, I think that Kenneth Walker should be there too.
Yeah, I mean, I think Seattle's just kind of gone through the sense of, hey, if he's healthy, he's getting all the touches or all the important ones.
Yeah.
And I know Charbonnet is serviceable as a backup, but it's not like he's taken away anything. Even though he had those breakout games, when Kenneth Walker came back, it was his show. Yeah.
Brad just got a second quarterback.
But that kind of decision might force people's hand to prioritize quarterbacks. Good thing we did end up going for one.
Yeah.
But thinking of the Dusty and Jeremy side of things, it might be a good idea to really kind of nail your stack.
Dustin's going to go for an Arizona quarterback, I'd expect, and I think that's in the next round. You can get him.
Yeah, I mean Kyler's ADP I think is 94 right now. So he could probably wait till 78, and then it's a little risky if you're going to go 91.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like, can he get back to you in the 8th round? There's the Kenneth Walker. Good job, Dustin.
That's so much lower than even the low ADP that he has. I think that's 10 spots lower. But yeah, I mean,
Sammy D's been nothing but throwing picks in workouts. I don't trust anything that's happening in OTAs. That's just for how I feel about it. I'll wait till it's closer.
Like Liam Cohen, right? He came out with this huge
wave of
confidence about Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'm sorry, Travis
Etienne.
And we've already said, how we kind of like him and we're siding with him, and if we're going to invest in the Jags backfield. But that doesn't give me any more confidence in drafting him. He said the same exact thing about Rachaad White last year.
Right.
He got benched for Bucky Irving. So that doesn't sway me whatsoever. Don't believe any kind of scuttlebutt and just let your thoughts and vibes happen, and then let the injuries actually decide what's going on, not just hearsay. Because everybody's going to be talked up at this point.
Some running backs are getting pushed up. I'm guessing we need to go either running back. I mean, there's some wide receivers we could go, but
sounds fun here.
But there's tight ends. I don't know who it is here. I don't really think there's anybody.
Kelsey is a candidate, but if it's not Kelsey, then I think we can wait.
Yeah, I agree.
Into the 90s.
I would say, there's a young guy like Cooper Kupp. Okay.
All right.
I wanted Jacoby Meyer, but he's gone.
That's fine.
David Montgomery. Hello.
Rome fallen to us.
Fair.
I don't mind him as a wide receiver 4, especially. I'm fine with being off of David, but we do only have one running back. I think I would side with Caleb more so.
Yeah. I agree. What's our weeks? 12? Okay.
Yeah, we got week 12.
I think I'm going to go Caleb and Rome.
That's fine. I'm on board with that.
Those are my I just don't like this range. It's an ugly range. DeAndre Swift is down here. He's moved up to 82. He was in the 90s. It makes sense. He should have probably been.
So Jeremy
higher.
thinks Seattle will create some packages for Jalen Milroe. He's a sick runner. I mean,
he is.
He is.
Yeah. I don't know if that means that Kenneth Walker doesn't still get 16 rushing attempts a game minimum.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you can create packages for it. I mean, Pittsburgh, even when they moved on to Russell Wilson instead of Justin Fields, they're like, we're going to have packages for him. And we saw maybe a play or two a game. So that doesn't mean that he's the equivalent, but it's the type of, scenario. So it just kind of depends with Jalen Milroe.
See, I have the problem with Jalen Milroe of like he is so much worse of a passer coming in than the other running quarterbacks we've seen, Jalen Hurts included. That I just don't know that I can see him playing as a passer. So I just think he's very like limited in that way because I don't think they'll put him in just to do stuff. But I do think Kenneth Walker, if he is going to be healthy, will get 18 touches a game, either way. And that kind of makes me feel comfortable picking him because I think some of that's through the air. I'm not high on Zach Charbonnet. I actually think David Martinez will take his spot by the end of the year. That doesn't mean anything for this year and like drafting and wise, but like I think next year he'll be the guy at 2.
My excitement with Kenneth also stems with how much or how active he was as a pass catcher last year, because we saw, in, catch up time where before we saw him 20 carries, 1 to 2 receptions, but he was in on 2-minute drills catching passes. And there was like primetime games where he was getting like 8 targets. And then there was one game where he came off an injury and we were like, he's our fade for the showdown. And he ends up with 3 touchdowns in a bad matchup and receptions. And it was just like, okay, well, just he's that much better. So if he's playing, just play him.
Yeah. I saw that Jeremy said that Jalen Milroe is a really good deep passer. I just want to pull some stuff up because I think that there's a difference between having a really big arm and being a really good deep passer. So I just want to pull up. He had a 93.1 deep passing grade, which is actually and I know that sounds really high, and that's actually like that sounds really good, but that's 39.3% completion rate. He actually had it was lower than all of the other quarterbacks for the most part that came out in this draft class, including a Quinn Ewers and stuff. So I just want to put that out there. Thanks. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate that. I don't know that I think that he has a good deep ball in the way that like he throws a better deep ball and he has pace versus like arc and stuff like that. I think it's more so he just can throw it 70 yards in the air. So does Joe Milton also have a good deep ball? That's kind of the question in my opinion, because Joe Milton can throw it 80 yards. So Bo Nix. All right. Justin Fields going to 89.
Gus, if you don't go Murray here, I don't know
to
tell you.
I don't know how he got to you.
Okay. I was gonna say Olave is kind of scary, but I don't mind him going this late. I know he's a wide receiver 3 instead of 4, but going 78th for somebody that was going in the second round last year, and I think it's a lateral quality of quarterback play with a better offensive system that if Chris Olave doesn't stop putting his head onto the dirt, I think he'll be just fine at that ADP.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy, 92.
Nice.
That seems
love that.
Interesting.
I love that, man, because that means someone should follow us, right?
He and Cam were neck and neck, and they've separated by a round. Even before we talked about the hates that we have right now.
Michael Pittman too.
Mm-hmm.
We did get a question.
Conversation.
We got a question from Roy. Thoughts, if y'all haven't talked about it yet, CMC spot for drafting.
I love CMC.
Top 12 at all points.
I would reach on him all the way up to 7 or 8 to get different.
Tight end?
Yeah, I think tight end is 1. And then we haven't gone wide receiver 4 yet.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
did we?
No.
Yeah, wrong. Well, I was about to say, I was like, what?
Well, at the end of the day, wide receiver 5, I think those are some quality wide receiver 5s if you wanted to do that.
Josh,
or if you just wanted to go running back.
Who's your favorite wide receiver 5 there? Just wondering. I think that's tough, man.
There's no.
It's not Darnell.
There's no thing. There's just confusion.
I think personally, Jaden Reed is my favorite.
He was probably that was the last guy of the 3 for me.
Of these 3?
Yeah.
I was Jaden Reed, Josh Downs, Brandon Ayuk.
Then go Jaden Reed. It's fine. I trust you.
Okay. Hopefully we have good bye weeks. Hold on. What are we looking at?
I don't know.
We're all over the place. Cool. Go
us.
There
are 3 guys that are in very volatile target sharing.
Yeah.
Wide receiver committee-esque.
That's why they're there.
And that's exactly why you're there. Like you said, with Ayuk, at least what I mentioned was hey, you can get the discount later because he's eventually going to be put on the PUP list or ruled out for the first month. So his ADP is going to get into the 10th, 11th rounds at some point because of that news. So if you wanted to wait and you believe in him, wait until the dip happens to get your investment is what I would say, or at least be overweight to the situation. Because at that point, if you're already drafting him now, you're definitely going to draft him when he's 2 rounds later. And at that point, you're going to have like 30% Brandon Ayuk. And it's just like, do you feel great about that? I'm not necessarily sure. Quarterbacks are just zooming off the board right now. But yeah, getting back to Roy's question, CMC, there's no reason that he shouldn't be considered a top 3 running back, but it's just because of injuries that are not long term. It was usually the injuries that he suffered have just been lingering for the specific season in which he got hurt. So I'm just buying the dip all that I can right now and just handcuffing him with either Garendo, Jordan James, and just calling it a day. That's just kind of how I feel about him. Ayuk falling to 103. See, like I said, I was hoping Emeka Ibuka would fall all the way to Jeremy so that he could stack him with Baker, which is what he did in the last turn.
That's what I wanted. I can't freaking use my computer for some reason. Hi Tay, how you doing? We will have to be looking at getting another tight end, because we did go Tyler Warren. I think that he's a solid tight end.
We're kind of approaching the 3 tight end territory, but it depends on what we want to do because either one of our picks will be either quarterback or tight end,
right?
And the other one is probably best available. And if it happens to be both of those positions, is what it is.
I'd rather go quarterback here, and then go Gesicki with our 12th round, 13th round area.
That's so early for him, but okay.
Is that much early? He's like 157 or.
I'm just saying in general, like I don't know where his ADP is, but that just to me is
he's 163.
We could probably wait even till the next draft.
I like that guy too.
Yeah, he's in trade rumors right now. So is Jonathan Smith.
Colson Loveland gonna fall to us?
I don't know. At least Pitts at this point, if you're just gonna keep on, falling for that trick.
That's a baby.
That's a great turn for you, Mr. Jeremy. But if you're gonna fall for the hype train or the wishful thinking train of Kyle Pitts, at least he's going in the 150s now, and so it's way less risk. That's 3 tight end committee range, or he's your tight end 2 to a dominant tight end is probably what you went with a TJ Hawkinson or better as your tight end 1. So it's very low risk at this point if you just want to keep getting tricked. Sometimes I like being teased, so we'll just kind of see what happens. But if because we went Tyler Warren, if we hypothetically went that route, I would probably still want one more guy.
That's fine. Emeka Ibuka to Dustin, and
I would definitely go with a quarterback or a tight end here. If he's
he missed on Colston. He queued Jalen Warren.
Okay,
that's honestly low. A really low for him. Low. So I mean,
15 spots lower.
Mixon in Minnesota now. What? Who's RB1 in Houston now?
Mixon is still with Houston.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason is with the Minnesota Vikings now with Aaron Jones as a 1-2 punch. Houston is basically rocking with Joe, and they drafted Woody Marks, and then Damian Pierce is still there as well.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, and there goes Najee. Damn it. I wanted Najee because we could have got the stack.
It's all good. I definitely would like to go running back, and honestly, quarterback, this is like the last range. Like basically,
there's some good ones in here, though.
Don't go with between quarterback and tight end. We're probably gonna have to go 3 of the other position.
Yeah.
So
I think my quarterback of choice is Jordan Love, because we have a Jaden Reed on our team.
And what's our week 10 bye for the Bengals? So yeah, Jordan Love I guess is fine.
I know you like Drake May, but
I love Drake May.
It's like,
but we have no Patriots.
Yeah, so, I was good.
Unless we're gonna just make a four rounds away plan for Hunter Henry and Demario Douglas,
we might still get Hunter Henry later.
Maybe.
So we'll go there, and then I think Njoku's fine. What do we need? Running back?
Has Javonte been taken? Has Looks like it, yeah. So I honestly don't mind Ramondre.
Okay.
I still think he has a role
Yeah.
as a standalone, whereas Charbonnet, you're praying for an injury. These other guys, Jaden Blue and who are just coming after him, he's like the last guy that at least at the very least, will be a 1B with goal line touch upside.
Yeah.
And he's shown pass catching work before.
That's fine. It was either that or we could knock out tight end was all. Wanted to see.
I view him the exact same as Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's going a whole round and a half earlier.
Ramondre's a better football player though. So
and that's completely reasonable because one got drafted as a third or fourth rounder.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Mason went undrafted.
Yeah.
He just was in the best situation for a running back.
Which is what Garindo is in now, who, and I don't think Garindo is that great either. So Jordan James, who was a top 20 running back in this class, which is pretty good, actually.
Like that's a bad
pretty good, actually.
This class was just so elite.
Dortch better than both. Who are we talking about? What are you even talking about?
It doesn't matter what the answer is because we're still wrong.
What are you saying?
According to Dusty.
Yeah. I was gonna say we talked about it a little bit. Travis Etienne, I'm really on his bounce back this year, so I like that pick for Jeremy. I know that Liam Cohen drafted Bucky Irving and then also Luggs, Bashal Tootin, but at the same time, Travis Etienne had a first round. He was picked in the first round. He has the talent. We just missed out on it last year, so hopefully he comes back and is better than he was this last season.
Yeah, he shouldn't be going, right before Raheem Sanders. I know that, or Zamir White, which I know Brad is just completely just punting this draft for some friend that is probably somewhere next to him.
I don't know why Rocket Sanders even getting picked, but whatever.
Hey, he vibes. He's got Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, no one else. He punted.
In a 3 wide receiver starters, he's got 2 receivers through 10 rounds.
Honestly, he did punt. Well, so the funny thing is he took 2 quarterbacks, but it didn't affect us, luckily, because we're so far away. But it definitely affected Mikey.
Nelson Aguilar. We're at the bottom of the.
What are we doing? I think that
going CJ.
All right. Did you have a? I don't know.
He missed on Nico, or he didn't miss. He chose.
He went Christian Kirk though. That was his. Okay. And then Baker. And do you have a Baker stack? Or are you going week 17? Aren't you? Mm-hmm. That's what that is.
I mean, he still has a.
He's gonna go Matthew.
As a 3 tight end build.
He's gonna go Matthew Stafford, right?
And possibly. Yeah. Oh yeah, he has to go Stafford.
Yeah.
I think. You would think, right?
But can he get him at 156? That's a real question.
Pushing it.
But no one else has ramps. So
right.
So what does it matter?
Other than Kyron, which you don't really, that's not a stackable.
The only person you're gonna get screwed by is this one.
Right.
Because he's randomly gonna pick your guy.
Where just starts picking the top of the board. I have an exact idea, I think, of how I'd like to approach
attack this one.
Yeah.
Tight end, and then
it's a tight end that I haven't even had a single share of yet. But right now he is just dropping.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This one would have been fun.
Need just kind of hammer running backs too.
Yeah. Jaden Blue. Did he get who got?
I actually don't remember where Javonte went. Unless he
right
was
here, 88.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And that wasn't even Brad.
Well, I will say, guys, I feel pretty confident in this draft as a group, all 3 of us. Yeah, I get it, Jeremy. That's true. He does love his slot receivers, so I'm with you. I just don't know if it'll be Christian Kirk or if it'll be Jalen Noel. I wasn't as high on Jalen Noel as some guys, but that doesn't mean that going to a good offense doesn't give you opportunities to be a good football player, if you know what I mean. Oh gosh,
look how far Luther's fallen. And I know it's a jumbled mess, and he still might not even return value at the ADP. But I mean, I got him today at 150.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I don't want you. I still don't want you. I still don't want you. Okay, now I have to take you. So we can do that if we want to. But did Tucker end up getting taken? I'm assuming
Tucker Kraft. He was the pick after us. That was who?
Was he really?
Yeah. That was what I highlighted after.
The tight ends. Okay.
Probably that guy, right?
Yeah. Do you want to just double
We could go
double do
Gesicki.
it.
We're gonna get one. Kyle, you want to go Jake? We need running backs. But
Taji's still there. I
that's why I
honestly
was gonna say that.
am
Yeah,
kind of down to still go Taji.
because he's the last like that tier running back to me.
Mhm.
Like there's no one.
He's the last of the hey, I still have a role without my starter going down.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Even though it was disappointing how little he was productive aside of Tony, we wish it was more of a 50-50, not a 60-40 split. But he still had the 2 touchdown games. He still had
right.
multiple, 5+ target games. I think he was also concussed one game that we were high on him.
I think so.
He
Yeah, yeah.
started
He did
getting
get hurt a lot last year. That was one
Yeah.
thing that really sucked. I think he pulled a hammy at one point, and then I know he. So yeah, he's like he missed a couple games in there.
But I
But
mean, at the very, very end, though, Tony was down and he started getting like the 15 touch upside, which is what we liked. I did see a thing with Kyle Williams, which is like 147 is kind of lower than what we've seen from him. And we're not really touching him at all. But I saw a report that was like he's fighting for wide receiver 4, not even close to wide receiver 2.
I don't know why people thought he was going to be.
I mean, it was basically a rinse and repeat of what Jalen Polk was. People just propped him up into the 10th round last year, and we just were like, no.
If you're a team that just drafts a bunch of wide receiver 3s, do you expect them to just all of a sudden turn into wide receiver 1s and 2s? Like that's the problem with New England. It's like you have Keishawn Butte, you have like Kendrick Bourne, you have all these wide receiver 3s, Jalen Polk, and now Kyle Williams. The only guy that can play is Stephon Diggs in a consistent role.
Right.
Wow.
He's going as wide receiver 44 right now.
That's crazy.
So, and if he ends up getting cut and you don't believe in him, well, all of the receivers are going now 13th round or later.
Right.
So by that dip, if you are not a believer in Stephon Diggs, but if you are, like he's going as a wide receiver 4 or 5, depending on how you are drafting.
Justin getting him a Raider.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Unfortunately, Stafford gets sniped.
What? Oh, he has 3 quarterbacks now, and he overpicked all of them. It looks like.
I understand why he had to go 3, but he didn't stack any of them.
And he picked Bryce Young early. He picked Baker or Justin early, and he picked Stafford early. So, but luckily, Jeremy, you have CJ Stroud. So hopefully that means it'll be okay.
Yeah, you're not dead in the water, and if you want to just go with that combination of Baker and CJ, I don't think that's the worst thing.
No, and one thing I was going to say, if we are going to go with the Drake May stack, I think my favorite stack is pretty easy. It's obviously Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs. That's where I want to go. Maybe Travion here, too. Like that's the kind of stack you want to get to.
Team in receiving yards last year.
He's a grown man
in the 170s, and on top of that, they lost a tight end because Austin Hooper's not there anymore. I believe. Let's look at their depth chart.
Jalen McMillan. Okay, there's your stack. Start to the stack.
No,
Kate Otten
is still there actually.
Kate Otten be the other part of the stack. Cam Ward. Okay, that's your third. Did you have a Tennessee guy? Hey, I like upside, especially at this point. No Tennessee guy.
Tennessee is also one of those weird ones of like, who are you stacking with other than the Calvin Ridley?
Well, they're also luckily you can get some guys later because of that. Exactly, so that's cool.
I don't really know who to invest in because Traylon Burks towards ACL late, so I don't even expect him to play any kind of significance. Xavier Restrepo as a former teammate, but that just could be a feel-good story. We overdrafted Troy Franklin a lot last year because we thought the same thing with Bo Nix, and he literally couldn't touch the field when Devon Vele and Josh Reynolds were getting 90% of snaps. So,
right.
Marvin Mims, another guy. So
Steiger message game break. It is 10-10 halfway through the first, and both teams look bad. Some finals jitters from these young guys. 2 young point guards, going at it, and then of course honestly the all defensive team is OKC. They just hold all the defense to themselves. So
Jason Wallace started. Interesting. He doesn't have a stat, but he started.
Oh well. Great. I'm glad I played Caruso if he has no stats.
I mean, you never know. But
I would have probably swapped. I probably would have swapped, which would have been kind of made me sad. So I'm glad I was doing this. Roy didn't say anything. Yeah. Thanks, Roy. But yeah, so Wandale Robinson, Austin Eckler. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Like,
yeah, I was shocked that they didn't draft a single running back this year, or other than
Jeremy Crossy Merritt, which I think, guys, and I told Cam this and Dustin, I think I'm wrong. I think that guy's good, but it's just so hard to be like, yeah, let me go with the guy that played one game for Arizona and then got screwed by eligibility, but the year before went for like 1,600 yards and just like expect him to be good on a team. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know.
It's pretty late for Garindo.
Yeah, it is.
Falling down.
He's the Jordan James, Garindo, McCaffrey. Who's the other one in the backfield? There's 4.
Patrick Taylor's still there.
There's a 4th, I thought. Also, if y'all care, the Rays and the Rangers are tied 1-1.
Yeah, Patrick Taylor, Israel Bataconda.
Oh, that's who it says. Israel.
Patrick Taylor, if there's going to be a guy that makes the team, is probably more likely going to be him.
Yeah, I don't.
Kiner, if you care about practice squad guys.
Does Israel Bataconda play special teams? Because that would be the.
He and Taylor both do, but Taylor, I know, did last year.
Yeah,
that's why they.
Gotcha. Two more till us. Williams.
This is kind of best available. I know one specific guy that I want to leave this turn with.
There's Rico.
Let's see. All right.
Who was it? Just wondering.
It was
Okay.
If he's not been.
Wow.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, Roshan.
And then, did you want a triple or double stack Gesicki?
That's fine.
Okay. Who was our other quarterback? Now I think about it.
Jordan Love.
Okay. So Romeo.
Which version?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Do you not care? I'd rather go Gesicki.
Okay, that's fine. At some point, we needed a third tight end. So
yeah,
I guess that's fine.
I'd much rather. I feel comfortable, even if he plays 40% of the snaps. At least I know he's going to run every route. Like every time they run they throw the ball, I have confidence that he will be on the field.
Say Cole Kmet goes to a team that he just inherits a easy starting role. How high do you think he deserves to go at that point?
Are we lagging? Guys, let me know if we're lagging. Because it looks like we stopped sharing.
We stopped sharing, but it looks like we're talking.
Well, that's weird. Let me put the share back on. Cole Kmet, if he goes to a team, that's weird, that gives him an easy starting role.
Yeah.
I probably jumps into that same range of like, he's probably this range here with the Isaiah Likeleys and the Tucker Crafts right under. He's probably in this like
our screen is black.
Colston Loveland range. Oh, it just doesn't like me sharing. Cool. That's weird. Not black no more.
Well, now it's buffering. And
buffer.
Very, very, very.
Get it together.
Bad looking.
What are we doing? This thing sometimes. All right, but y'all can still hear us. Everything's working.
Yeah.
We're just buffering. No
I'm
big deal.
bopping my head, so we are live.
Okay, cool. Stop it. We shouldn't be. Get it together. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Taylor. My bad. Yes, screen is back now. Thank you, Steiger. We appreciate that.
All right.
I also appreciate the shit talk, Taylor. Where are we now that I'm on that? Dustin, it's your turn. That's when Eckler. Okay. If you are going to go Eckler, you should try. Sam Darnold, do you have a partner? No.
Ken Walker.
Okay.
One stack.
Sure. It's not Alvin Kamara, but why not? We actually did a good job getting a tight end, it looks like, because they started to run.
Yeah.
I'm sorry Kate Otten didn't get back to you, Jeremy. I know that was probably a guy you were waiting for. I can't believe
that's the bread guy.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell?
Been on Demon Time.
Yeah, we would have loved you getting the
draft just as high on.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, game ship for
I don't know if any
UT.
of y'all watched, but there was like a huge controversial obstruction.
No, I did watch. Yeah,
we literally turned off the TV because of that run scoring, and fortunately they won and came on the right side of things.
I'm a Florida State fan, and we are still in the men's side, so we're still going in the men's side, so that's exciting. I think we're playing Oregon State, and I'm like, that's so shitty. Like we have to go from Tallahassee to Oregon. That's like okay, but whatever. Not the point.
It's not all like at what point does it go into Omaha?
I think it's the next series. It will. So, and someone can fact check me on that. I'm sure Steiger will.
Jeremy ends up going with Pat and JK.
Dustin's DK crashed, and he did not want Darnold. So,
well,
sorry, bud.
It's okay.
Oh, Jeremy, on that pick, quick question, because Cam always asks me this question. Because I know you obviously probably have a little bit on him, but do you have obviously a lean, and why did you lean JK over Nick Chubb? Because I think that's an interesting conversation to have. Aaron Rodgers, someone gets picked up today, and now he's in the 180s. Oh my gosh.
I also saw a thing of because JK, the reason he's in the Denver, and there was like on X of like RG Harvey are holding their breath right now, and they're saying their prayers tonight. I don't really know how much that affects my view on him, but it's definitely going to affect his ADP to where he probably dropped below the Quinshon Judkins of the world and be past David Montgomery, and he'll be closer to the Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard tier of guys going in the early rounds.
Yeah, it looks like Steiger's got 5 TVs on because he just said Marcus Simeon home run. But it is after this round that they go to Omaha. So that's good to know. We could probably pick anything here now that I think about it. Because we have
yeah, we're pretty balanced right now.
And we have 2 quarterbacks I think I'm okay with not getting a third.
Exactly. We're
so
back receiver the rest of the way. Are there stackable pieces?
No. Oh, us is stackable, I guess.
So are we assuming that Jermaine Burton's just toast? Is he just
no, absolutely not. But they also
that was an embarrassingly bad rookie year, but it's not like there was a ton of expectation.
Dylan Sampson, Douglas. For sure, Douglas. He'll probably be one.
Again, what we mentioned earlier, like he's getting paid the same as Bateman. He's going 60 picks later.
Yeah. I think the difference is like Yoshi and Jermaine Burton don't play the same position because Jermaine plays outside. So I think that's kind of the problem is like T. Higgins and Jamar.
I don't know why Will Shipley's going this high.
I don't know. But we're going to get Douglas. Who else do you want to go with?
I'm not sure. Probably no one in this range.
Michael Wilson, Jerome Ford. Let's see. Oh, no.
Lloyd, I'm interested in as a bounce back, but we could probably get them later. I would say go another receiver up the position. We can just nail a bunch of rookies later.
So Josh Palmer.
Or or Yoshi, either or. I'd probably side with Josh.
Okay.
As a straight up play, but if you wanted to triple, I'm not going to be mad.
Now let's go with Josh. Because like I said, I'm not confident in Yoshi in any ways because I don't know that he's going to play.
He just caught so many 1-yard touchdowns
last year.
Did. Like he had one game where I think it was 2 catches, 8 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He was the king of single game. He was the king for single game because he was like $2,000, and you just were like, score a touchdown, please,
trading,
please. And then Gesicki got there, and Gesicki went off for
like a month.
Yeah.
But again, that's what we were hoping for when he was going the 19th round.
Mm-hmm.
But then now that he's going in the 17th,
15th, yeah.
Yeah.
But we got him 6 picks late. Actually, he actually goes.
He also like my problem with him also is that he wasn't on the field. He was only on the field as a slot receiver, essentially, not as an inline tight end, because he is such a terrible blocker. So,
yeah, Jeremy, I think also, and I agree. Stats don't lie that they were higher. I also think though, if you're playing behind a Cleveland O-line versus a Chargers O-line, that makes a big difference. I also hope both of these guys do well. You know, I'm a big JK fan. He came out of
had a nasty injury.
He did, yeah. But JK came out of LaGrange, which is down the street, kind of. I mean, it's I guess it's an hour and a half from here. So that's always cool to see a guy from close by do well. Nick Chubb, I just want to see Nick Chubb do well because he's one of my favorite running backs that has played in my lifetime. But yeah, I think it's an interesting question because I don't really think there's a right or wrong answer. It's all about who gets picked up where.
Point, like JK's going in the 16th, Chubb because there's not really much news. 19th, so just kind of a dip that like there's just a pool of players at the back end that I'm just like alternating on
Right.
at this point because we typically our highest owned guys in best ball drafts are always in the back because we take stands on like 7-8 guys.
Yeah,
We
Brashard
just
Smith and those types of guys that we've been talking
last
about
year it
during
was
this year.
Estime, it was Kareem Hunt, it was and not all of them have to work out, but some of them will. And if they do, like all you just need is a little bit.
Yeah. Dustin went DeAndre Hopkins over Keenan Allen. I think he needs to hear it. Give him the right act. Oh, and how about that? How about you go JK and Nick Chubb? That a baby. Someone will do well.
Hop, I'm not on board with, especially before Keenan Allen.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. And I mean, okay, first off, the guy right in the second pick, he went Jalen Noel, Tesla, and Deontay Johnson.
That infuriates me.
So just putting that, I knew you were not gonna like that. So
no, yeah, that's I think I don't know what to do with that.
Okay, another question I'm gonna have. Terrence Ferguson going before Tyler Higbee. I like both of them. Don't get me wrong, but one is a starter that is proven. Wow, that's awesome. I love that. We could have gotten Savion.
To 10 range in this draft.
Yeah. So yeah, Tyler Higbee greater than Ferguson greater than Tyler Higbee on this draft.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those situations you don't know what to do with because the Rams like to
two young guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Rams typically kind of have their specific tight ends going off every now and again. We saw Kobe spike weeks a couple of times, and then there was I forgot the committee that they had. They had 3 different ones that had a game of like 12 or 14 points, and then Tyler Higbee at the very end off a late ACL injury the previous year, and immediately was just in the fold. He had 5 receptions in the first game back, and then he was one of our favorite clicks in the playoffs when we were doing teams. All right.
Rashard Smith.
Rashard Smith is top of my list on here.
You can have one. I'll have one. How about that?
So who's claiming Rashard?
You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's your guy. Okay, that's your guy. You're all over that.
Okay, but it's not like you're.
No. My rankings are definitely show that I like Rashard a lot. I was gonna say Devin Neal, but I know you don't like him as much. But I think he's the number 2 in that offense, and that offense sucks. But you're picking him at 200.
Yeah, it's just kind of like who has the most upside if their starter goes down. If
I don't know.
DJ.
Don't
know it is.
But is he? No, because they picked up Khalil Herbert. So it's like, I don't get me wrong.
No,
but that's the same conversation we're gonna have about Damian Martinez being better than Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, I think it's a different one.
No, it's not.
Because Khalil Herbert just completely, once he got moved on from in a wide open running back room, did not get on the field. It was all Chase Brown. So whereas Charbonnet was on the field all the time. It's different. It is different.
I don't think it's different.
No, it is.
They're the same.
Well, talent-wise, maybe, but situationally, not.
Okay, maybe if you look at it that way, but I don't know. But yes, I do love DJ Giddens. I'm not gonna.
I'm just saying, if JT went down, are they gonna just be like, 50-50? No, DJ is going to be better, and then just get.
DJ is better.
I know,
it's not that.
And he's gonna get all the touches.
But
whereas Devin Neal, it's like, okay, it's probably Devin Neal, but maybe it's Kendre and him, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the one getting goal
Come
touches.
on.
I mean,
Devin Neal is the.
Kellen Moore is going to be weird. You never know.
Devin Neal's the second best running back in that room by far.
I can't say I didn't. I'm just saying, if both Kamara goes down, Taylor goes down, there's one that has clearly a higher elevated excitement.
Well, at least the team is better, right? So I guess that would be my biggest thing is like the Indianapolis Colts, like they have a better line. They're not in turmoil, whatever the hell is happening in New Orleans. So that's fair. I also think Jarquez Hunter was the other one. I think he's better than Blake Corum. I've ranked that. Y'all can go look at it. I don't hide anything.
Did he go earlier in this draft?
No, he hasn't been picked yet.
Oh, he hasn't. Okay.
So Blake Corum already got picked.
Well, they're both like at the end of draft, so I don't really care because I'm not taking either one.
Well, if you did, you should take both. Basically.
Well, the only reason I would take one, if any, is because I have Kyron. So am I triple stacking?
I don't know. I think that the problem is they have a track record of playing their guys 90% of the time.
No, I agree.
So if Kyron goes down, one of them will get 90% of the touches and the other one's getting 0. And it's like, okay, like now what? What are you gonna do? I actually don't even know. Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me pull this up because I can't remember off the top of my head.
There's the trio of
Did Dustin just go?
Dusty.
Theo Johnson.
Dusty's locking in on tight end right now.
Hey, Theo Johnson's the starter. We talked about him a lot last year as a 20th rounder. So
I think I'd prefer, or do you prefer him or Jatavion? That's a fun question.
Probably Jatavion.
Yeah.
If I had to I think it's Jatavion, but it's not like it's like a big difference either.
Hey, Brad finished the draft strong.
20th round Jatavion's the way to go.
Marcus Mariota.
He's yeah. Cool. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Where is my running backs video? There it is. I think Brown could be the wide receiver 2 in Jacksonville. Diami? So you think he's better than Travis Hunter? Basically is what that means. Is that's what that comes down to?
Well, it could be that, or he just doesn't expect as much.
Or you just expect Travis Hunter to play defense, I guess. So please elaborate, I guess.
But at the same time, it's not like Brendan Strange is a by default tight end, but there's literally, it could be 3 wide receivers are all 3 leading target getters,
right?
In this offense, which that's what it was in Tampa. Like it was Mike and Chris and. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if Trevor didn't like his tight ends, in a pretty reasonable amount. I think basically wide receiver 3 and tight end 1 will be the same, in my opinion. The problem is I do believe in Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was our highest ranked receiver in this class. I'm happy that he's going to play receiver. There's a Dortch sighting. Because we talked about it. I think that he is a better receiver now, but he has a higher ceiling as a cornerback. If he can create quarterback ability.
If I am taking Jacksonville players, I would much rather have Diami in the 220s than Brendan Strange in the 160s as a tight end 3.
I agree. I think that's fair. No,
so
for sure.
Him being your 8th wide receiver or 7th wide receiver,
yeah,
really on board with that.
He said, yes, there is a Dortch sighting. Thank you. Diami Brown is shining in OTAs. I'll be honest, Jeremy, I don't track OTAs because at the end of the day, we're going to see a lot more in preseason. And I don't know that they correlate as much as we try to make them correlate, I guess. If you're going to prove a point, sure, you can use OTAs, but I don't know that they correlate the same way.
Blake Corum was shining in training camp last year, remember? And Kyron Williams was going to be a kick returner. That was the news. And then it just never was a thing. That doesn't mean that it means nothing. It just, I don't think it means everything.
Right.
But at the same time, 19th round, sure.
BPA here. So
they're not any.
Jalen Coker. I don't know. Yeah, probably not. You're right.
Shoot. I hate the last pick. Ollie Gordon.
Sure. Yeah.
For now, star him.
Yeah, I like that.
Keep scrolling.
Efton Chisholm the third, baby.
I still like Roman, but he got picked by what's his name?
John Dotson. No.
It might end up being Ollie. We needed another running back anyway, so that's fine.
Jordan James. Gone.
All right, we're gonna load up one more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the restroom while you load that last one up. But that was a fun first. Hopefully, we have as many noobs, but this
yeah
on that one because
I was gonna say, I thought we did a good job as a group though. All 3 of our drafts look good. Go ahead, Cam. I'll let you go to the bathroom and I'll set this up. Let's see. Best ball. Okay. We're going to do that $3 again, guys. So I'm going to log into this one. It's going to be that same best ball, 1.5 million play action. Cam set. He's out the entries, but all good. Let's see. I'll show you the name. Only 20% filled, so he's got a lot to go, obviously. But I did want to put this out there, guys. We not only do watch football, but we watch all kinds of sports, Cam, NASCAR, all kinds of stuff. UFC's coming up this weekend. We have Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marab the Machine Davashvili again for the second time after they fought in Mexico a couple, I guess, last November or something. I just wanted to see if anybody is a UFC fan and would like to put your thoughts in on this upcoming card. I believe that Marab is one of the best to do it right now, and I love his style. And I know a lot of people don't like it because he doesn't finish, but man, 40 takedown attempts is crazy. He does some pretty cool things. So there's a lot of good ones. Kayla Harrison is actually fighting against Jessica Penne.
9,700, go play it.
Yeah. Oh, and DraftKings. Yeah. If you want to play her, she is 9,700. She's very expensive. I think that Kayla Harrison will be beating her also. We're going to hit this at 8:09 on the dot. So if y'all want to play, even if Cam's talking or if I'm talking, we're going to go at 8:09. So I know Steiger said he's going to be in here. OKC's up 29-20. Just predict winners based on their walkouts. All right, Dustin. It's all about the song, right? That's why Volk wins, because he gets he's from Australia and he sings "Land Down Under."
So yeah, the entire Indiana team is not doing well in terms of fantasy production.
Who's doing well?
TJ McConnell is probably their leading fantasy scorer right now.
I'm so happy.
Yeah,
because I played him.
Obi started off hot with 3 and 2, but he also has 3 turnovers.
Oh.
SGA optimal cap, that was an easy click. Dort is doing fine. Kaysen, fortunately, doesn't have any stats. Caruso, did you play? Oh, sorry.
I did play Caruso.
He's got 2 steal blocks. So
that's big. Oh, 6 out of 12, boys. There's plenty of room. Please come hang out.
Come and join. I love how I picked Aaron Wiggins as my minimum price guy, and he threw a turnover and then just got taken out the game.
That's how I was with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Yeah. He had -1 points, and
Hardenstein 7-2-1.
So I'm talking about, dude. So I'm freaking talking about. He's got to play. Put him in. Put the man in the game.
You also wouldn't have played him had known he wasn't starting.
No.
So
5,200 though. 5,200. Yeah. Hopefully that game's getting more entertaining than it was earlier, Steiger.
I just hope we win money.
Amen. Well, we have a different line.
I'll check.
I hope I win money.
I don't even want to look right now.
Well, I did not play Chet because I do not play Chet. He pisses me off. Dude just makes me so angry.
Well, Siakam sucks, and he's just.
He also makes me angry. He's still the call?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
6-1 right now.
I have him in. Damn it. What is wrong with this thing? Hates us. But Jeremy's in the 5th pick, looks like. We're 2nd, which is interesting. Alstigre.
He's on the other side this time.
Where's Dustin? We lose Dustin?
We missed Dusty.
Dustin.
He was on the perfect 2-minute drive on his college football 25. Are y'all buying it when it comes out this month?
No.
Or are you going to wait? I know you definitely didn't enjoy the game.
No, I did not. I think no.
Well,
felt too. They didn't have enough. It wasn't enough.
It was the first one.
They should not have released it so early if they couldn't get it all in there. You know what I mean? Like,
there was such a craving and a dominance.
And then what?
And it was just a success. I know.
No, it was not a success, guys. Get in the chat and tell Cam he's wrong. Tell this man he's wrong. That college football was not good. I bet how about the drum line the whole time?
That was fun.
Okay.
I'm a former drumline member,
I know you are. That's why I said it. Okay, see.
I looked at the ratings. This is 2.4 stars, but I feel like that's good for a sports game.
No.
Yes, it is, man.
Because they all wait. Because they all suck. Yeah, that's fair. They used to be good, Cam. That's what I'm saying.
Look, Madden review. I think
I
didn't even get Madden review. It was 1.8 stars. Okay. 2K25, right? I bet you
5.5 is generous. Generous. I'm a really hard grader though, so
1.6 stars. Guess who's winning?
Madden? I hate Madden too.
This was 2K. 2K was worse than Madden apparently.
I don't play any of them.
Okay, what about was it
FIFA?
Called? FIFA FC?
I
didn't even get FIFA 25, but I did beat you on that one a couple times. Though.
You did.
It was fun.
Stupid
I
ass.
with Austin FC. That was
well. Who were we playing with though?
I don't know.
We're playing with like shitty teams.
We like to do auto instead of like picking your team. We just do like 3 clicks and pick your preference out of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
they also don't play defense on that game. Like there's no.
I was playing some really good defense.
No, you were not. No one was playing good defense. What are you talking about? I think we scored like 8 goals.
Listen, in the moment, defense happened when it mattered.
Yeah, all those sports games are ass.
Because FIFA shots might have knocked us out.
Yeah, we honestly, if it was FIFA shots, the game would have been a little bit closer. We were up. Saquon Barkley. We could do something crazy. Like go Bijan here, which would be crazy.
I mean, I kind of prefer Bijan.
Okay, I'm down.
Get weird.
Sure.
Get different.
Why not?
Madden curse.
We'll be the ones to break everything up. The Madden curse hasn't held up. I saw a stat on it the other day.
Okay, but the
as
101
much.
curse has, and I'm pretending
has.
that Jamar Chase isn't the 101. That's just so that it doesn't continue.
Yeah, we could be really sad, but it'll be great when Jeremy over there gets Saquon. Shit, I tried, and that's not jinxing because he shouldn't have been there. Okay, Jameer.
Okay.
CD.
I think
that's pretty normal. Yeah, all that's normal.
Jameer, CMC, and GT just rank order is a fun discussion because Jameer ended up being, touchdown leader and all that fun stuff with Detroit. Ended up as RB1 if you count all 18 weeks, which most fantasy leagues should not. But he had a 40 burger in the final game of the season, killed it, and was awesome. But then GT is GT, and then CMC is 2023's 101.
Yep.
Or RB1. So,
damn,
all that fun stuff. Yeah, 8 is early on ADP, but that is perfectly fine by me if you want.
The Puka one was the one that surprised me.
Well, yeah, Puka going 7 is interesting. I honestly don't know what to do with the ADPs of the Rams right now because they're just kind of going exactly where I think they should be.
Right.
And I'm just not clicking on them as much as a result.
Derrick Henry. All right. You're hoping that he gets that same production as last year. Let's see. Aklev. Neighbors.
Yeah, he gets a fun start with whoever he wants to go. Ooh,
wow.
Bowers.
So Nico? I think Nico is my favorite. Who else is there? Brian. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I forgot BTJ was there because Steiger loves BTJ. Absolutely.
I'm a Nico guy, man.
I like both of them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just one has now another really good receiver, in my personal opinion, in Travis Hunter, and the other one has 2 rookies and Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
So give me Nico because of that. And
Nico's still there. Oh,
golly. What a team. I love that. What a start. What a start.
Talk to us, Petey. That's
why couldn't we take advantage of that side?
Jeremy's about to take advantage, though.
Yeah, he is.
Running backs or receivers going off the board.
Who will Jeremy go?
Ooh.
Drake, dang it. That was the one I thought he was going to get to. Has he fallen into the 20s?
He's kind of late teen. I think he's flipped with Ladd recently. What I've seen. AJ went a little early on this one specifically, but I think him and Ladd have flipped, and that's the only difference.
Don't like what I'm looking at.
Yeah, we might have to go Dom running back build.
It's fine with me as long as it's the one I want.
Basically, if one of these guys falls, and I'm not going to say his name, but if he falls, then click him now, and then we just pick our favorite of the trio that we've been typically getting, and then we're just going to have a deep receiver room.
BTJ was one of my, me and Cam, we had him at 14 on our big board 2 years ago, and that was, damn it, that sucks.
So, double receiver.
Have you gone Josh Allen? Just wondering.
I think I did once because he fell to the middle 3rd round. So I was in the middle, but
I can't click.
I think I'm on board with just pick 2 of the receivers with this one because once again, we're just
who did it pick?
Is just unfun on this.
Oh, it's not our turn. I was like, why didn't I get to pick again? I'm not in the first this time. There's okay.
That's just where he's going, man.
It's crazy.
We don't like it, but we understand it.
Brian Thomas is a stud, absolute stud. So, have you gotten any Josh Jacobs?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't think I want him, but just wondering. It just feels too early.
I'd rather have him than Bucky Irving, but
right.
Usually, when I'm in the early 20s or late 20s, because I have to be, like when we're in this draft position, I usually just double receiver or pick one of the tight ends, like a Trey and one of the receivers.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Taylor, if he's there.
Yeah, that was who I was hoping. Yeah, okay, cool. Same.
Yeah. We're in sync.
And then I was hoping to get Terry. So it would have been JT and Terry. But no.
Let's see what ends up happening though.
And
I like that both drafts we've been kind of spread out so that we can just constantly be paying attention to what's to come.
Yeah, I wish we could have like flipped sides or something.
Honestly, yeah,
That would have been
Steiger
cool.
could have gotten CD at 2, and we could have had
There you go,
party.
Marvin. All right, I like that. We have a lot of running backs around us,
Yes.
though, which is cool. One quarterback gone, one tight end. Rasheed Rice at 30. See, he's actually gone up. He went up from the first one.
Jumping, man.
So
yeah, he's in front of Tyreek Hill. That just sounds wrong. I don't know. Even if you statistically can back up that argument, it still is like one of those.
Is he going to
sure?
play? But if he plays, I actually don't think it's a bad spot for him in the middle of the third, but I just need to make sure he's going to be in the games. And I'm not as high on Xavier Worthy in the way of like, he went to the perfect situation, and we all know that. And that's why he's going to stay where he's at for probably most of his career. And like just drafting wise, I don't think he'll ever get into the second round.
I've been clicking on either of their names if they are my wide receiver 3.
That's fair.
But if they're my wide receiver 2, I'd rather go with a DJ Moore or a Devontae or a Tyreek. It just feels a little better. Excuse me. But Tyreek Hill's another interesting one, once again, because we thought he was the easiest name to just say that he's on his way out and moving teams, and he's still for now with the Dolphins. But as long as Tua is healthy, like it's going to work. But if he's not, obviously we saw how bad that that floor just drops out from under him. He was also dealing with the wrist injury, so that had a little bit to do with it.
Steiger going Lamar, another one of his staples, stacking with Derrick Henry, which is crazy. Derrick Henry's not going to catch any passes.
All the rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, they're going to have. Yeah, you're getting a whole 25 rushing touchdowns from those two guys. Brees Hall. Okay.
That was one of the guys that I really didn't like, and then we did our rankings, our rough draft, and I was just like, this feels low.
But 38's high.
38 is high.
38 is high.
I mean, this is kind of where he was going prior to like ACL.
Yeah. Trevor going to feed my man BTJ. I agree, but the thing is, like I said, there is another receiver there now that I think is really good. And I know that we talked about a little bit of Jeremy. He thinks De'Ami Brown, but I believe in Travis Hunter's abilities as an offensive player more so. And I think that it's the best opportunity for him is to be a number 2 receiver in an offense, not a number 1. And that's what he should be. So I think it fits really well for him.
40 for DK. Oh, Petey. Started off.
Petey's doing a thing, man. There's Xavier.
It's a little bit of a, well, not necessarily did. That's kind of actually.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Currently going.
I thought we might be able to get him at 47, but it was just, I actually was hoping, funny enough, I hope for other teams. I was hoping he'd go to the D Leach team with Rasheed.
Steiger asked what the DK bonuses are for rushing.
100 plus is 3.
It's 3-point bonus for 100 receiving or rushing yards.
300 passing yards is 3-point bonus.
Or passing, yeah.
Damn it. Fuck. Screw you. I know they probably wasn't going to get to us, but like, you don't need him. You suck. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm actually just kind of open for business with what's going on because this feels like a typical draft. No kind of extreme reaches.
Right.
And we kind of can go whatever direction we want right here.
There's a Travis Hunter pick. Again, Dustin got it last time. Now Jeremy gets the Marvin Harrison, Travis Hunter pairing. So that's cool.
He's got some fun options with, stackable quarterbacks that we like in terms of the ADPs. That was my first thought, and then just figure out what you want to do. Based on our quarterbacks, we don't really have one that I'm comfortable stacking. I still want to go Kittle first and then figure it out.
Right.
Because it's not like whoever's going on this back-to-back is going to take anybody that we're just really hoping falls.
Okay, we're going to go Kittle.
They're probably going to go Joe Burrow with one of them.
Can we go Cortland Sutton?
I'm down.
Okay.
Devontae Smith, open.
That's not my turn. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we're not the one this time.
I keep thinking
we're the 2. He went. He already went Josh Allen, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Hopefully Joe falls to Jeremy on this turn.
Yeah, I don't want him.
That would be fun if he wanted to go that route at least.
Oh my gosh, Jawan Jennings. That's two. It's two in a row.
Ooh.
So Cortland Sutton's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And then maybe Bo is an option.
But yeah, that opens up enough. I was really hoping that if we were going to go quarterback, receiver, it would lead us to another quarterback I'd feel good about, and then obviously Hurts is off the board.
That was where I was thinking actually would do that, but then I was like, but Kittle shouldn't be here. There you. Oh my God, Jeremy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought that was you.
Well, maybe he didn't want to go. He's got a solid receiver. I know he got both of the top receivers in this draft. And then the top one of the previous draft.
Mm-hmm. But I'm still sad for the man.
No, yeah. his quarterbacks just keep getting taken on.
What did Steiger say? 5 times?
Sudden, am I right?
Game break. Patty is at the UT Tech game. Well, okay. Brittany is there too. Okay. She that's a fun Sutton baby, yeah. Let me move my mouse. Sorry guys.
I would be in love with the 6th pick team if he didn't go Rashee Rice and he instead went with a Tyreek or Devontae as their third.
Right.
And then getting Hampton and then Kenneth Walker as your 2 running backs.
That team is
a strong team.
I like Drake London in that team actually is like really solid. And I think if Rashee does pay off.
Yes.
Like
if it does pay off, that's huge.
It's like if he would have got Marvin Harrison there or something too. If it would have flipped. Mm-hmm. Chuba Hubbard going. What do we need? Quarterback,
but I mean, we don't have anything in the next turn that we have to reach on. I think Justin could still be there. I think Bo Nix could still be there.
Right.
Just getting one or possibly both, I think is fine. I'm thinking wide receiver 4 for one of the picks, and then maybe a second running back.
Sorry, guys. I forget that it blocks it with our face. George Pickens to Steiger because he is a Dallas Cowboys fan. Not surprised with that one. And
yeah, I'm not on board anymore. But at least what I did say in our hates video is that hey, his ADP is going to jump up, and then maybe it'll start trailing off a little because he's the only relevant news that has come out in the last month.
Yeah.
So he was all the way up into the early 50s, and now it's kind of late 50s. So you're starting to get there. I'd still rather you get to the 7th round if I'm drafting George.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or to an option where CD's going in the middle of a round, so getting to like 67, like fine, then I can get Dak in the 9th round.
I like how Dustin left you on red, Steiger. Makes me feel good. I am excited about the next running back range.
Yeah,
that we're going to be sitting in. Patrick Mahomes to the Xavier Worthy team so that Rashee Rice team can't get him. I'm betting they're going to try to get Travis Kelce on the better round. Oh, no, they went to Laporta.
Pickens is going to pop off, says Steiger.
Okay,
what gives you more confidence that he'll pop off more than the guys going after him, the Calvin Ridleys, the Godwins, the Jacoby Myers of the world?
Stephon Diggs even.
Stephon Diggs, who's going 3 rounds later or almost 3 rounds later at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I think the targets are there, but
he kind of feels like a shiny thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he's like just this shiny thing that's going on right
now.
Like
for example, Brandon Cooks, like he was successful in his role, but he was only getting 6 to 7 targets a game, and the occasional 9 target if they were trailing the entire time and got to up to 9. But I know those are different styles of receivers, but
right.
I just kind of see it being hey, he's highly efficient in his targets, not both CD and him are going to combine for
20 targets
a game.
Exactly. CD is still wide receiver 1. Oh, that's a guy I like. Thanks, man. Thanks, Jeremy.
No, I mean,
we didn't want him anyways.
I'm glad it was.
Let's see what this guy does with this Joe Burrow non-stack. Can't even get a stack because all the guys are gone.
Even the guy that didn't get a stack. Okay, so wide receiver 4 and running back. So basically, I'm down for Myers. Just depends on if you think, are we going Caleb Johnson again?
We're probably going to have to.
Okay.
They're on the same bye week. Maybe so that kind of sucks.
That's fine. If we're going to have 8 running backs, just hope that a couple of them go off early.
See what this guy does with his 2 picks. He goes Jerry Jeudy and
That's
Caleb
fast.
Johnson.
Ooh.
So
All right.
that sucks.
Well, we could go receiver and be done for a while.
Yeah, we could.
Or we could go Tony Pollard. It feels uncomfortable, but at least or / DeAndre Swift as well.
Probably DeAndre
Okay.
is my thoughts.
That's fine. It's also the same buy, but is what it is.
Yeah,
figure it out.
Gotta go ahead and figure it out. No big deal.
And I'm not even certain that DeAndre is going to pop off this year, but the situation is there.
We'll try to get Roschon too. They will not double both CD and George. He will get one-on-ones with no safety help and go off. He wants to prove he's a number one somewhere. I mean, dictating how a defense is going to play is really hard. But
with that ADP, you're going to need 1,200 yards or like 1,010 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're going to need. Yeah,
and
he's going to have to
if
score.
He gets either of those.
He's going to have to score. That's the big thing for me.
He's coming off 3 touchdowns when he was the only guy to throw 2 last year.
And it wasn't like they had bad quarterback play, but it wasn't like
it was average
terrible quarterback play. You know, yeah. Ricky Pearsall going at 75. Olave. Okay, getting Kelsey. I like that. Needing that tight end. He's probably in the last one that you're like in that range that you're
Hawkinson
like
after him.
Oh, that's true. I was just thinking who you only want 2 tight ends.
Yeah, I think I'm just like, hey, it doesn't matter who are. But Kelsey, I know it's more volatile now, but as long as you have a strong tight end too, I'm completely on board with Travis Kelsey because he had his ups and downs last year, but he also had his entire receiving core just having inconsistency, and he was obviously the number 1 option. It didn't work out. Also, Jacket was out for what it was worth.
Right.
But if in theory all 3 receivers are healthy, so then that means that Kelsey is getting less look and priority.
Dustin over here saying I prefer guys with high egos and low talent. So Chase Claypool's of the world. Yes. That's pretty funny. I don't know how talented I think George Pickens is. I know that he's a jump ball phenom, but I don't know that he separates very well. So is he just like, I guess, kind of like the Keon Coleman comparison? I guess is kind of what pops in my head and stuff like that.
Saying Dez is a fair comparison.
No, it's stylistically, yes.
Way worse than Dez. But
yeah, he's not as talented, but at the same time, I think yes, you could make that. Dez could separate a little bit better, and that kind of makes a big difference. But George,
any day as we get further away from his career, I'm just going to remind kids as they grow up and say Dez Bryant wasn't that good because they look at him and only have 3 Pro Bowls and stuff. I'm going to be like, hey, they'd rather throw it to him with a jump ball at the 1 yard line than rush Zeke Elliott.
Yeah,
that's how good he was.
Yeah, he didn't catch it, but yeah. I'll just start there.
Mark Andrews going before TJ Hawkinson was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that's I think that's a whole tier gap between the 2 now.
I mean, I love TJ, so even if there's a worse quarterback there, does not matter to me. But it's a Steiger team. It's a Steiger. Steiger had Lamar Jackson. That's why.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He stacked him. That's why.
I guess I'll give you a pass. But it's still not even a guarantee he'll be on that team, though.
Yeah, that's true. I would also go Isaiah Likely. Yes, if that's your conversation piece.
100,000%. I would go. If Mark Andrews is your tight end 1, I think at that point in today's 2025, that's a 3 tight end build, and that 3rd tight end should be Isaiah Likely. That would be kind of how I feel about it.
I actually think Jeremy said that he thought that Kelsey was unlucky, and I agree with him. Mm-hmm. Kelsey has been very lucky though in the past, so he had to have a season where he regressed in that front, in my opinion. TJ is just the best tight ends in football for just like a actual talent standpoint because he's such a good blocker. He does all the things that a tight end needs to do, and that's why I really like him. Kelsey doesn't block as well. He
also was coming off of ACL, and he was on the pup, missed half the season last year, and that sucks.
But we're gonna get Bo because we have to get Bo.
No, I know we need to, but I'm just saying that sucks.
Did suck
because this guy wasn't gonna go Bo because he went Josh.
It's true, and he's been drafting correctly. So
do you want to just bang and knock out quarterback, or do you want to
I was gonna say we could bang quarterback or we could bang tight end.
They both sound bangable.
Yes, they are bangable. Cam showed him to start the game.
I think it's. Are you talking about?
And he did catch it. I knew you. Damn it! So you went other word.
That's fine.
Let's go get a pick because not I. Josh Downs is greater than Ayuk.
Okay. Caleb, kind of a stack with DeAndre, and then hope that Colston falls as
Sure,
our tight
we can
end
do
too.
that. Down. Oh, I didn't get it in time. We ran out of time.
You so and so.
I was clicking. That's okay
What do
though.
we get? What do we get? Oh, Brandon.
No, Josh Downs.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive.
I start him.
Oh, you did. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. I like either as a wide receiver 5. I think we're good at the position for a little while, and then running back and
I wanted to go bang tight end. I did. I promise.
thinking about it more though, like now we're at a deficiency of quarterback, tight end, and running back.
Yeah.
So if we had a couple more seconds, I might have tried to twist.
No, we would have gone. I said we're gonna go Caleb if I could have got it in. What does Jeremy got? He went Jonnu. Jonnu fell, so I think that's a good value on Jonnu there. Kyler, you have Marvin, so I think that makes sense. Yeah, looks like a normal draft. Looks great.
So in the scenario, I know it's just rumors and stuff, but Jonnu getting reunited with Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh. If he hypothetically were to go to Pittsburgh, do you view him as a better or a worse fantasy asset
Worse.
than what he currently is?
Worse.
Gotcha.
Just because I think Miami just decided that he was God.
Okay. Well, Arthur Smith was giving end-around touchdowns to him and Sam Bijan. So if there's a guy to inherit a Jonnu Smith, he's certainly the guy that would like to make that happen.
What, Taylor? What did I say? Oh, we were doing. Oh, that's right, Dustin. The glute machine when we went and worked out. I said we're doing butt stuff, and in front of everybody, of course, they all started laughing. I was like, "That's not even the funny part yet. Like, let me finish." It wasn't even the whole story. But yeah, me and Dustin work out together, and we were trying to, make sure our legs look good. That's all. They can take care of our legs. Yeah. I have not lost my mind, guys. Leave me alone. The butt stuff story was a wild one. Yeah, sure. I think Jonnu could be a crutch to Aaron. The problem is I just kind of think Aaron is way past his prime, and I don't even know why he came back. It was just to probably get paid, and also he did not want to play for that team. So
I mean, whatever.
We have a lot of conversations with that.
At the same time, whatever confidence you do have in any kind of Pittsburgh, skill player, you feel a little better about them than having Mason Rudolph. But
do you? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
honestly,
that still
though,
doesn't make me want to draft DK Metcalf where he's going. But I mean, Pat Fireman would say they don't have any tight end. Donald Parham just tore his Achilles,
right?
So he's out for the year, and so it's just him and Darnell Washington, and he's going in the 170s. Roman Wilson and Calvin, if you nail the late round flyer of them being 18th to 20th rounders, I feel a little better that he's their guy, I guess.
I don't even know how to say that word, Dustin. I need you to put it in what's that? Phonetic? Is that the right term? Is it phonetic? Phonetic, like sounded out, right? That's what that means, right? That's like the phonetic no, whatever. Y'all know what we're talking about. So please spell it out correctly so I can read it. I was surprised Steiger didn't go with Dak.
Steiger went here.
No, he went with Rashad Bateman.
Good God.
Yeah, yes. He's here, and we're also one over.
Who was pick 12's first tight end? Because I feel like that's kind of early to go 3 tight ends.
Pick 12 first tight end is Brock Bowers. Took them all. Looks like we need one.
What world do you need a third tight end with Brock Bowers?
We could go Javonte, and then I would say Njoku. Who do we have at quarterback? I mean, we have Bo Nix, but who do we have at receiver? Indy, Vegas.
I mean, we could also
Waska. Yeah, we go ATN.
Man.
Ayahuasca. I would not have said that. I'll be honest. I'm not. That was my worst subject though in school by far. By far. I can't read and I can't write.
It's okay. You're the math guy. I'm the writer.
That's fine. ETN or Njoku? Okay, he's still there.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think. Can we get Njoku and be done with tight end?
But at the same time,
Is that
two
that's my
best running
question?
backs of week 5 bye.
Yeah. Okay, we're going with Travis.
Okay. I can breathe a little bit. And then on top of that, we have a
chance
we can get later. Yeah. And on top of that, like we have George Kittle. So we don't need like a strong tight end too.
We have 4 running backs now.
Yeah.
So
I can breathe a little bit.
I'd like to get a quarterback and a tight end though. That would be cool.
I think at this point, three quarterbacks and 2 tight ends.
Las Vegas. Both Indy quarterbacks.
Okay.
Where does Geno Smith go?
I think he goes in the early 150s. Like,
wait, did I pass him? Oh, there he is, 153. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what Jeremy did.
Did something.
Went Trevor.
Conflict.
He went.
No. They moved the thing.
No, he went Trevor.
No, I see that.
Oh.
But I was looking at the clock, not.
Oh, I see. Caleb Williams, Trevor, and Kyler Murray. So you went full send. You must have some sort of problem with Caleb Williams. Actually, you have a problem with quarterbacks that underperformed because you got all 3 of them.
Here's the thing. No, I honestly am really high on both Caleb and Trevor based on where they're currently going.
Yeah.
Kyler, I think, is fun, especially if you Marvin as one of the first.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a legit debate of like and Caleb. I still think you're kind of fine. It is risky, but for 2 quarterback builds, I think we discussed this last week of like what
it's getting overdrafted right now. Was the threshold? It's this guy up here.
Yeah,
but I don't think
I think I'm getting less and less comfortable now that we saw 2 drafts where you win the 80s.
Like, I don't like it.
Yeah,
at all. There goes Njoku at 127.
The only solace is that Garrett Wilson's going in the 3rd, which is very reasonable. And then I think what would be the second target getter in Mason Taylor is going in the 160s.
I bet Steiger would have liked to points to fall down because he does have Brian Thomas.
Yeah, he needs a tight end or quarterback.
I like insurance.
Kincaid?
Oh, his internet crashed. So
it's fine.
I mean, he at least picked somebody that's reasonable.
The problem is this tight end has the same buy as your other tight end. So if you were going to go with Isaiah, Isaiah's gone actually.
Yeah, you couldn't have gone with Isaiah Likely. No. You'd had to go for.
Yeah, I think it's silly that Isaiah is going before a Kincaid
as a backup, receiving tight end.
Yes.
Well, I see these things all the time. It's like I think Isaiah Likely is better than Mark Andrews, and I'm like,
yes, it could be.
No, maybe in fantasy. But he's not a better tight end.
No.
That's that's what I'm saying. Yeah. No. That's what people are saying, though.
You think that he, has more consistency going in the 11th round for somebody that is splitting snaps at a volatile position? I'd rather just get the guy who was a 1st round pick
and starts
and then just had an injury, and for whatever reason, Josh Allen was accurate with everybody except for Dalton Kincaid on wheel routes.
So sad. Like
he literally hurt his knee and put on IR because Josh Allen threw such a bad pass.
It hurt my feelings. He was wide open. Yeah. He was running by himself. All by himself. We thought we were in the clear. Just kidding.
I think we high-fived or got ready to high-five. And it just.
And then we were like, no.
Yeah.
Not right.
And he's down.
He dropped the ball and he's hurt. What a turn of events. Are you still on auto draft or are you back? That's the real question. Did you fix it? You have too many screens going on right now is the problem.
Yeah, you're checking 5 scores.
What kicker rankings will look like with Justin Tucker going. Well, I think Harrison Butker's probably.
What was the guy they drafted? Baltimore. They drafted somebody, the first kicker.
I thought they drafted the second kicker. I thought Indy picked the first kicker.
Loop. Tyler Loop, right? That's his name. I think his name's Tyler Loop.
You want to know what hurt my feelings, Steiger? Because we all have to talk about it, okay? Brandon beat me in the freaking fantasy playoffs because I had Leonard Fournette and they took him out on the last play of the game just to throw Rashad White a touchdown. And Brandon had Rashad White and I lost that game because of it.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. Yeah.
You remember that? That was crazy. I was like, no
Well, because the
way.
funny thing was not only were
They
y'all,
threw the
but the other
penalty, too.
playoff matchup, they also had 2 Tampa guys. So
Yeah.
literally, it was like somebody's doing like
It was so
getting
sad.
rewarded.
It was so sad. It was like a penalty or something too,
Uh-huh.
which made me even more
All
sad.
right. Well, we're skipping the first guy. Have to go Jake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And
Who do
then
we need at quarterback?
Gino. Yeah, we need another quarterback.
Which one do you think we can stack with later? Probably Bryce, right?
Maybe. I don't think Legate is so though. It's a tough one. But
Let's see what this guy does. Let's go see the
yeah,
board.
I mean, the Miami pass catchers are except for tight end, but we're not going to do a third one. We have 2 Cowboys. That sounds like a lot.
And we don't have Dak.
I don't. Yeah.
I think we go Bryce Young and we hope for all of the cheap guys. Jatavian Sanders. Oh, goddamn, we can't do that either. Maybe not. Maybe we wait on quarterback or Geno Smith.
That's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why? I just didn't. I'm sorry.
It's 153. He's right down below.
Nah.
For what it's worth, I don't think he should be going
No.
after Bryce. But at the same time, Bryce has rushing upside.
Sure.
And Gino doesn't. But Gino actually.
Well. Yeah. I don't know.
It is gross either way.
Can we only play with 2 quarterbacks here? That's the real question.
No. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm confident at all in a Bo Nix, Geno Smith, and that's it. Build.
And did you win? Did he win the championship game or did he lose with 170?
Which one?
Steiger. Did Steiger lose the championship game? Was he second this year?
I mean, it's a common thing for Steiger to be second.
No, it's a common thing for me to be second. I was second
Steiger,
3 out of 5 years.
Because I still have records from our first season in 2012 when we didn't know you.
Way back. Well, I knew Steiger, I think. No.
Steiger, I think, won the first one, and then just since then he's just been just silver or bronze.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
I'm either apparently just win it
or lose it. Yeah.
And as the first guy out. That's kind of how my life has been.
I only missed the playoffs 1 year, and it was that year that Roy had no points, but won more games because no one else scored on him either. That was fun. That was a fun year.
That's why I think I want to implement the median.
I do too. I think that's cool.
But I have to pay on Yahoo, or we can just move to Sleeper and just be happy.
No, we're moving to Sleeper. Okay. Sleeper is greater.
I have to vote on it pretty soon.
I don't think anybody's going to care. Truly. I think Dustin just wants to make sure we get kickers, even knowing I want to kick them off.
Okay, let's see. Naismith has 8 rebounds.
Wow.
McConnell is doing great. Matherin was not the call. Good job, Cam. Dumbass.
McConnell's great, though.
Kason Wallace has 2 stocks.
Okay. But so does
Caruso has 5 stocks.
Holy hell. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love Texas A&M grads.
I don't even remember what my lineup was, but I really hope Caruso was in there.
Well, he was on mine. How's Siakam doing? Because if he's still sucking, that's not fun.
Oh, I took him out.
Who?
That's okay.
Caruso?
Caruso. Yeah, it's over. It's all good. I'm not depressed.
Yet.
Well, yeah, there's
just
still
kidding.
on the board with possibilities,
just
I guess.
kidding. All right, so Kyle Pitts, Steiger's got some faith.
That's fine with me.
At 155, I mean. At this point, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like he's so late.
It's
on
like paper,
sure.
Just excellent.
Let's see. Who else is he gonna go with? What's he got? He needs a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Bryce Young got picked. He did. Okay. Well,
look at that run of quarterbacks. That good thing we did go.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. This guy. I think we should get rid of kick. They just create issues.
It's okay.
Add another flex spot.
No.
Because if you have kickers and defense, why don't you think DraftKings does it? Just saying. Never mind. I went back to back to back.
Well, best ball they don't, but
Right.
Best ball is best ball.
Right.
In
Similar to fantasy.
Well, yeah, but DFS they have defenses, and those are the fun ones.
Dustin said, "Yeah, Emery's worst idea."
Dusty's a funny guy
because they know that kickers should not be on best ball, Dustin. That's why. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, Jalen McMillan. Sure.
Well, maybe you just need to scout kickers better. You just spend the
Oh,
summer just thinking of the best kickers.
Steiger, you definitely wanted Cam Ward there because I think you have Calvin Ridley. So, yeah, sniped you both picks. But I guess you could have gone quarterback
good that
there.
He does have Lamar, but it is very, very top heavy in terms of
compare him to everyday kickers. Look, you have kickers, and we have this conversation, and then you have Sebastian Janikowski, who was walking into games, left-footed, beautiful man. I mean, don't even start with me, okay? We're not going to go there. We're just going to leave it away. Okay.
What round did y'all draft him in?
First.
Yes.
Yeah. Shane Leckler was a second rounder, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, what? We just got great kickers. We invested in great kickers. That's all I can say. But today I'm
drafting a running back in the first.
No, this conversation. I'm Dustin in this conversation. Okay, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Dustin's never had a good kicker in Arizona. That's all I know.
He had a Prater for a little bit.
Sure.
I wouldn't consider that Janikowski was great.
You didn't.
He was just fine.
He was the greatest kicker ever.
No.
Have you not seen this man?
No, he was not.
To do what he did in the state that he was in, okay, he was the greatest kicker of all time. Okay. What do we need? We need quarterback. No, we don't. We just did that. No, we do not.
No, we still need a quarterback, bro.
No, we just got a quarterback.
We're not going with just Gino and Bo Nix.
But who do you want right now? Braylon?
Sure.
Good. I think that's reasonable.
See, Sebastian Janikowski is the reason that this lineup's not winning $1 million.
It's still going to win mine.
Okay. We
talked about him on the show. Dustin hasn't even said a word about it. Kick came off the set. Oh!
Did you not hear me compliment your all-time kicker? I think you also had Happy Feller.
Raider. Happy Feller.
Yeah.
Can we go? How about this, Dustin? I got you. I'll make it all better. We're gonna go Mason Taylor.
No.
Why?
Why do we need 3 tight ends?
I thought we needed. Oh, you're right. We need 3 quarterbacks.
Yes.
Shit.
Roshan. Because we have DeAndre Swift.
Kick came off set. Got it.
No. Okay. I'm gonna pull up some kicker stats.
Anything you say will be nulled by the fact that he was like 5'11" and like 220 pounds. It just gets nulled. Justin Tucker's like 160 pounds. Give me Pat McAfee and
fun fact. Field goal percentages of all time are all active players.
6 of the 7.
Highest all-time field goal percentage.
Well, I guess that makes sense. I think that position has become more of a like really like a skill. Like they're working on it consistently, and like it's becoming way more intense.
Daniel Carlson's up there. That's the true Raider goat.
I just can't get over the fact that he looks like a 10-year-old boy. Like
where's Sebastian Janikowski on this?
Oh, he's probably not on that list. He's better than Adam Vinatieri. That's all I'm saying.
No, he's not. Honestly, Vinatieri was just very average. He just had a
great in the
he just didn't miss in the clutch, which is awesome.
And he got put in the clutch a lot.
Sebastian is 65th all time in field goal percentage.
Perfect. Perfect. How rank him versus all lefties? Do you have that in there?
Well, I see David Akers is right above him. I know he was a lefty. Jason Elam, was he a lefty also?
I don't know, but David Akers and him.
Yes, he was.
Were friends.
I had an action figure of Jason Elam.
And you have his foot as his left foot?
I think so.
Kicking?
Pretty sure.
Huh. Interesting.
I had to think about that actually.
Cam's gonna check his action figures.
No. Actually, half of them are somewhere in your.
Yeah, closet. They're here somewhere. Yeah, wherever.
Are board is just too reflective.
Well, I need to. I've been putting
Actually, where is
Steiger, you need a quarterback. That's not a quarterback.
I don't know.
Back.
What's the minimum amount of attempts? Brandon Arbery is not up here.
How about one of the best college kickers, Robert Aguayo?
He might be the worst bust at kicker of all time.
Actually, though, from like
He's
going
a second rounder and he was out off the team in a year.
Mhm.
He's worse than Wayne
okay,
Walker.
Shuff Rattler stack. Okay, I'm listening. No, you're picking the two, or I guess you're picking the two quarterbacks for the worst team in football. Is my thoughts on that. You still only have one quarterback, I know. Let's go look. Let's go see. Because you're gonna need a quarterback for sure. Let's see. Shit. Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, he's he's probably the only starter left other than Shaw.
Yeah. Tyler, Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard. Oh no. They're in the same team now.
I think Daniel Jones is my favorite.
Yeah.
available.
I agree.
Also, for what it's worth, Anthony Richardson dealt with the shoulder injury, and that just means more OTA work for Mr. Daniel
Jones starting, and I'd be really comfortable with it. In like the one, like around.
Just saying.
Not for us.
Oh no, I'm talking about us because we're still drafting a quarterback.
Oh goodness gracious!
I don't think we have to on this turn, which in turn means that he's probably him later.
We have two.
No, I understand that, but this is still way too early for Daniel Jones. Or, well, Rodgers
probably his range.
Be going more than Russell Wilson are going at the end of the day.
So my first guy's Keenan, and then we.
How many receivers would we have after that? Just go ahead and draft them, or scroll
6.
Okay. Well, with our receiver room, I think we can lock up that position, and then our last 3 be running back, and quarterback.
I like on Samson. I think he's RB2. I don't think they would draft him otherwise. I
still think
Marshawn. That's so far back.
It doesn't matter. Yes, it does.
It does here. If we're gonna do that, I would just make you pick Daniel Jones. I feel like. Wow. Also, update: Devin Neal lost a spot in the drafts. He's now at 200. He was at 199.
Wow! Breaking news.
DJ Giddens just went. Oh, I'm sorry. I think Jeremy would have stacked there. Some college news. Wide receiver Evan Stewart, Oregon, tore his patellar tendon, is out for the season. Man, that guy has had he's not only has been unlucky, he also has not performed. And he was a 5-star coming in, right, Dustin? Going to Texas A&M. So yeah, that's not good news, that's for sure. They do obviously replenish really well. They do have a very good tight end coming in. They have, or he was on the team last year, and then they have a couple of receivers that are gonna step up hopefully, but that's a big hit for them.
My lineups are so sad looking.
Yeah, any 5-star that goes to A&M is probably gonna leave. Shoot, some go to A&M and then go back to the previous school they were at.
Damn.
Micah Hudson.
Yeah.
Juwan Johnson. That's exciting. He's going in this range, right? Where's Taysom? Did someone take him already?
He doesn't deserve to be drafted.
Well, people are taking him in this round, so.
I get it, but he's not going to play. He's 35. I don't even know if he's a Saint. He's probably a Denver Bronco.
That's fine. Makes me
he's
not
he's the Alan Lazards of
Sean Payton.
Yeah, of just whatever you want to call his position.
Well, I was also going to say, if he does go there, it makes me way less comfortable with a fifth round. Yeah, he's 5th round, right? Running back.
Devin Neal.
Thank you. No, not Devin Neal. No, 5th round. The Broncos. Why can't I
Oh.
think of his name? What's his name? Are you
Fifth
blanking too?
round?
Yeah, he's in the 5th round. What's his name? Why
We're
am I
talking about
blanking?
this draft, RJ Harvey.
Thank you.
I thought you were talking draft capital.
No. RJ Harvey. I couldn't
That's
think
why
of
I
his
was
name.
confused. Because Devin Neal went in the 5th round. That's what my mind.
DJ Giddens went in the 5th round,
I know,
which is
and
ridiculous.
that's why I still like him more than Devin Neal. Nick Chubb going
Well,
earlier in this
DJ
draft.
Giddens was in a different tier than Devin Neal in our rankings too,
Absolutely,
So-
he was.
along with Dylan Sampson, who just happened to go to a team that also picked another running back.
Yeah, that was probably my least favorite of
Pairing?
the top guys that we picked.
Yeah.
Just because you know Quinshon's going.
The guy.
So what role does he have as a Brown without?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because at least we have the path of DJ Giddens. Oh, JT gets hurt again. Oh, we're tired of paying you because you just haven't done anything since your extension. We're gonna cut you or trade you.
Right.
Oh, DJ, you showed promise.
You're the guy.
This is your chance. But like Quinshon, like even if he has a down year, they're not gonna be like, oh, Quinshon, we're done with you. All right,
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, yes, and then
Okay.
then yeah.
Okay. Over Jalen Rose.
Yes.
Just kidding.
I honestly like Jalen Rose as like a dynasty player.
Yeah,
but
it's not the right
What
year.
role does he have as a other than being the $200 minimum price? Maybe he gets one target and catches it for showdown contest. Like,
Well,
I don't know what relevance he'll have.
if
fantasy.
she's out, Jalen Rose is relevant.
Even
He's not.
no,
Who do they have other than like at that point that you're like?
It'd still be heavily Marquise Brown and Xavier Worthy, but it's not and Juju and Sky Moore is still there. The only one they lost was Justin Watson, who was the most of the snaps, and he still
good blocker.
Target a game.
He's a good blocker. We like to see it.
Tyquan Thornton, Justin Ross are,
It's just he just got injured and the whole thing. It's just sad.
But showdown wise,
Good question. Are you a Browns fan? Because you did pick Quinshon. Does that make you a Browns fan? I'm sorry, man. I'm a Raiders fan. We kind of hang out in the same circles.
Cowboys fan.
You're getting down to our circle. Come hang out.
We are basically there.
You can't be there for like 1 year and then be like, come on. We earned this. We've been down here. Score update. Texas is Texas 0, Tech 0. What data?
Yeah, that's pertinent information.
Seems important. The game just started.
I don't
no pitches.
Why Tesla is even being drafted, even in the
Draft
20th
capital.
round. Sounds awful.
He's a blocker.
I don't
He's
care.
just gonna block.
He's the sixth option on an offense that's going to regress.
Jag fan. Oh,
hey,
I kind of like that.
We're still there.
Yeah,
at least it feels a little better because you're not.
You went to the playoffs recently. That's all I remember. You did win a playoff game after probably being really sad. Started off really sad.
Probably falling asleep. Woken up and you won.
Okay.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Of the guy like he had a parlay on the Jags and he just fell asleep because it was done and they woke him up and he just like the delayed reaction of finding out.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, because he's staring at the screen for 10 seconds and then he goes.
Yeah.
Good time.
That game was crazy. And it's why Justin Herbert just hasn't figured it out yet. We just keep
almost
talking about
got you Super Bowl. Yeah, that is
an
absolute fact.
Yeah, he did. Well, that team was so stacked on defense.
Yeah,
that team was crazy. But they didn't have the quarterback. They had Leonard.
Wasn't the reason that they didn't go.
No.
It was just, hey, you were on the road against Tom Brady and he had the ball last.
Yeah, kind of happens.
Yeah, it's happened a lot in our lifetime.
Bortles almost got us a Super Bowl. When was the last time they won a Super Bowl? Have the Jags won a Super Bowl?
They haven't been to one.
They haven't been to a Super Bowl. Okay, so it's not like Minnesota.
Since 95,
it's not like Minnesota, where they've lost 4 or whatever.
Yes.
So.
But they also have not been since 98.
The Minnesota hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We went in 2002.
Yeah, I got got stomped into the ground.
It's because we traded our coach to the other team.
And traded for the quarterback of the other team.
Oh yeah, no, we sent
Hey,
our
he was
coach
MVP
over.
that year. Can't take it away from him.
No, Mm-mm. Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, that came in.
David Garrard,
MJD,
Jimmy
Smith.
Smith.
So an OG team. That was
I feel like all three of them played on different.
was that Jalen Ramsey's rookie year?
It was
Or
Fournette's
is-
rookie year.
Okay, so it was Jalen Ramsey's
Second
second
year,
year.
yeah.
Okay, that's right. All right, let's go pick a guy.
All right. So maybe we're not happy with.
Sure. Tez Johnson. This is.
Star somebody when you see him because we're already halfway down our clock.
Do you see somebody?
No. I don't. Roman Wilson,
Where?
255. Oh, he's going up in drafts.
Sure. It's gonna end. John Mechie. What? I don't know.
Yeah,
It does
sure.
not matter.
Literally every 20th round running back got taken in that final
I
round.
just kept looking. I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Common on guy. There we go. Jalen Polk has fallen from grace, to say the least, down here in the 290. That's Kyle Williams next year, guys.
The thing is, like, what changed this year to where you, as a faithful of Jalen Polk last year, just gives you the reason to. You could make the narrative of, oh, it was the worst offense, good, better situation. They didn't really add anybody other than the aging receiver that is off an injury. So Kyle Williams isn't all that. Jalen Polk was drafted before him.
Yeah.
He could be, number wide receiver 2 and have a consistent role. And yet he's going in the 270s.
Yep.
So.
We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Thanks for drafting with us, Jeremy, Dustin, Steiger, everybody that hung out. We still have 7 people in the chat, so that's awesome to see. We'll be putting out some more videos. Cam will be putting out ADP Loves next, and me and Dustin will be recording a video on Monday, and it'll come out on Tuesday, starting our 2026 prospect rankings. So, or not rankings, 2026 prospect outlooks. So super excited about that, but we appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll see you all on the next one. Let me see if I can end that.